Hey friends, I am in sort of a different location, not really, but sort of. I've rearranged my living room a little bit. I currently have family in town and I live in a 1-bedroom, 700 square foot apartment. And there are 3 extra people and an extra dog this weekend. Hopper is always in charge. But anyway, I rearranged so that we could fit everybody and everybody could have a place to sleep. And the chair got put here and Hopper is loving it. So this will probably stay where it is. I am sitting on the floor, but bookshelf is right behind me because it's time to do our April TBR. I have a few books that I definitely am going to read. I say that loosely. I have that definitely loose because I didn't do so well sticking to my TBR in March. That was a lot my fault, poor planning, because I did end up doing reading 6 books for the BookTube prize, which I'll be coming to you with my reviews of those books in the next couple of days, maybe week or so. And that took up most of my March. I used to read a lot more per month, and last year when I moved, just a lot of stuff kind of derailed me from reading, and ever since then my reading has been about 6 a month. I think I'm currently on 7 books for March this year. We're just gonna turn him around since he's grooming his personal business. I may finish another one. I'm not quite sure. When I'm filming it is the end of March, the last weekend in March. And like I said, I have family in town, so I'm not really sure how much more I will get done. So there will be a March wrap up coming up. Let's talk about April. What am I going to read in April? The one that I'm pretty positive, 99% positive I'm going to read is The Blue Castle by L.M. Montgomery. This is for Krista at Books and Jams, her Patreon book club pick. I have had this book for a long time. I'm a big Anne of Green Gables fan. That was my jam growing up. The movie and the books. I think I've read a few other things from L.M. Montgomery. My brain is kind of freezing up with that. I can't remember. But this book, Krista has read before and really enjoyed. So I'm excited to finally get to this and then have hopefully a great discussion about it with the book club. And this is an adult novel. This is about Valencia Sterling. She's a 29-year-old woman trapped in a stifling household surrounded by domineering family members who are all too eager to criticize. Her only escapes are the novels of John Foster and her fantasies of the Blue Castle, an imaginary world where dreams come true. When she is diagnosed with a terminal illness, she decides to seize control of her own life, leading her on a liberating journey of a personal and romantic discovery. Sounds interesting. I'm also going to use this for the Buzzword cover challenge. The prompt for the cover challenge this month in April is accessories, and I feel like that's a pearl necklace, right? And she's got some high heels on, so those are accessories, right? So that'll count. This one, like I said, 99% sure I'm going to get to this. I'm not sure if I'm going to do my in-person book club. I don't know what they're picking for April. I missed it this last month because I just didn't have time to read the book. And I want to kind of catch up on some other reads. I'll see. I'll see what their pick is. If it's something that I'm interested in, maybe something I already own, I'll be more inclined to do that one. For the Read Good book challenge, the prompt is to read a Women's Prize fiction nominee. And that can be any author that's been nominated, won the award. It doesn't even have to be the book that they were nominated for. But I'm going to read a current book on the Women's Prize long list, and that is Heart of Lover by Lily King. I just really loved Lily King's book that I read. I have a couple of her other backlist books to read on my TBR, but I really want to read this one. So this is going on the TBR. For the actual buzzword for the buzzword reading challenge is ordinal numbers. And I'm going to pair this with the Savage Reads Simon and his mom Louise. Simon at Savage Reads and Louise at Louise Savage Musings. I'll link all these people below that are hosting the reading challenges I'm doing this year. But their prompt for April is class. So it could be a classic, it could have class in the title, it could be an academia book where, you know, they're in classrooms. I am going to do Third Girl. So we've got the ordinal number for the buzzword challenge, and Agatha Christie is a classic mystery writer. Am I right? I want to get back into reading Agatha Christie. I have a bunch on my bookshelves. I think I've probably read maybe about 10 of her books total, and there's a lot to read. So, and this was a author that my mom really enjoyed too, so it's kind of helps me connect with my mom who has passed away. And yeah, I will say this is a Hercule Poirot book novel. 3 young women share a London flat. The first is a coolly efficient secretary. The second is an artist. The third interrupts Hercule Poirot's breakfast, confessing that she is a murderer, and then promptly disappears. That's all I want to know. So I also have a goal of reading all of my Book of the Month books this year. I don't subscribe to the service anymore because I kept getting a backlog and then I wasn't interested in the books they were offering. I kind of miss having a monthly book subscription. So for me, this is something I just set for myself, is that I want to read my backlist Book of the Month books before I get another book subscription delivered every month. And I'm not sure which one I'm going to do. But I definitely have more than 12. So the goal was to read one Book of the Month every month. But I've already fallen behind. I've read 2. We're on month 4. So I'm 1 month behind on that. I've decided to put all of the titles in this little jar to be read that my friend Krista sent me, and we're just going to pick some out. I have some ideas of ones I'd like to double up on Book of the Month this month, so I still have a readathon that I haven't kind of assigned a book for, and that is the Read Your Bookshelves, which is hosted by Chantel at Chantel Reads All Day. And we're going to see what I pull out. Her prompt is a book with a title with a conjunction in it. So, and, but, so, because, any of those. There's more. But we're going to see what I pick out to see if it counts, or it can count for that challenge. So let's see what you can see. They're all in there. I'm gonna, yeah, when I was making these, the cat was really enjoying the little slips of paper. So let's go with this one. While You Were Out is a memoir. My book of the month books are right here. So While You Were Out, an intimate portrait of mental illness and an era of silence, by Meg Kissinger. This is about Meg Kissinger, who grew up in the 60s in the suburbs of Chicago. Pretty well-to-do family, lived, quote, a charmed life with 8 kids, 2 loving parents. The Kissingers radiated a warm, boisterous energy, whether they were spending summer days on the shore of Lake Michigan, barreling down the ski slopes, or navigating the trials of their Catholic school. The Kissingers always knew how to live large and play hard. And then it goes into the family kind of behind closed doors. Several members of the family dealing with pretty significant mental health conditions. So I will probably try and find this on audio. I am in my audiobook era, so I'm going to try some physical reads, but also I may, I do like to do my nonfiction on audio. Okay, I had to do a Google search on conjunctions because while I was an English major, I took a lot of grammar classes. I don't remember parts of speech very well. But while is a conjunction, according to my Google. So that can count for the Read Your Bookshelves challenge. I've definitely had that book on my bookshelf for a while. I want to keep going with my book of the month books. So I've picked out a few others that I may potentially, these are definite possibilities for me to read in April. I should also say, caveat, I did register to be a judge for the second round of the BookTube prize. So we'll see. We'll see what books I get for that. I've been hearing so many good things about this, and that is The Lion Women of Tehran by Marjan Kamali. In the 1950s Tehran, 7-year-old Ellie lives in grand comfort until the untimely death of her father, forcing her and her mother to move to a tiny home downtown. Lonely and bearing the brunt of her mother's endless grievances, Ellie dreams of having a friend to alleviate her isolation. Luckily, on the first day of school, she meets Homa, a kind, passionate girl with a brave and irrepressible spirit. Together, the two girls play games, learn to cook in the stone kitchen of Homa's warm home, wandering through the colorful stalls of the Grand Bazaar, and share their ambitions for becoming lion women. But their happiness is disrupted when Ellie and her mother are afforded the opportunity to return to their previous life, as Ellie enjoys her new popularity at one of the best girls' school in Iran. Her memories of Homa begin to fade. Years later, Homa's sudden reappearance in Ellie's privileged world alters the course of both their lives. I really do like that, the friendship aspect of books, especially between two women who maybe grew up together and are reconnected for one reason or another. I'm very interested in that. I also just got my hold for Broken Country by Claire Leslie Hall from the library. This hold for the audiobook was very long, and my turn came up. So I've got this checked out, but not for long. No renewals. So I would like to get this read. I do know that it involves the death of a dog, and for those new here, I lost my dog at the beginning of February. So yeah, maybe. The Storm We Made, another book that has been highly recommended, and I haven't gotten to it yet. It's been on multiple TBRs, so I just really want to get to this one too. And it starts in 1945, Malaya. Sicily Alcantara's family is in terrible danger. Their 15-year-old son, Abel, has disappeared. Their younger daughter, Jasmine, hides in a basement to avoid being pressed into service at the comfort stations. Her older daughter, Jujubee, who serves tea to drunk Japanese soldiers, becomes angrier by the day. Cicely knows two things: that this is all her fault and that her family must never learn the truth. And then we go a decade prior into Cicely's life. I don't want to read more than that. I've talked about this before on my channel, that synopses are just giving too much away and or have nothing to do with the book. Once you read it, you're like, what? Anyway, so I have an ambitious TBR. I will say these are probably my highest priorities. What are you planning to read for April? Let me know in the comments. I hope you all are doing well, and I will see you very soon. Bye.